everyone, it's been a while and I miss you all so much. In this video, we'll create a flashcard learning app using HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. This video will explain CSS and JavaScript styles and how to add animations. It also gives a brief understanding about how to replace text using JavaScript. Now that you know what this video aims for, let's get started! So first you're going to open vscode.dev and click on enter. Once you've done that, you open the file here, and then you click on Open Folder. Then I'm going to click on my video projects folder right here. Then you click Select Folder, and then it should come up. Now what we're going to do is create a new file by saying 004.html. You can rename yours anyone you want, but it's okay. Click on Enter, and then you're going to add a tag by saying this arrow, and then you say doc type HTML, which is a preamble for HTML code. Then you say HTML, and that's the root of an HTML document, and you say head, which collects the metadata, which is what we're going to write here now. And the metadata has code that cannot be expressed using other tags like the title, the script, the style, and many other ones, even base. Now we're going to say char sets, which is a character set, and I'm using UTF-8. After you do that, you're going to write the title, and then your title is going to be called Flashcard app, because that's what we're making. After you've done that, you're going to open a style here, using STYLE, and you close it. After that, let's go into our body. So our body tag is where we're going to have the collection of all our code. First, I'm going to start with a center tag, which moves everything towards the center. And I'm going to put a heading 1, which is, of course, if you didn't know, the biggest font size here. I'm going to say Flashcard Learning App. After I've had that, I'm going to say P tag or paragraph. Now what I'm going to say is learn math the easy way, because we're going to be doing math in this. So you say learn math the easy way. After we've had that, let's have a button. This button is going to be called Start Quiz. Now this is where we're going to start our styling. First, let's give it an ID of Start Quiz. And then in the style, let's say button. And then the button is going to have a background color, which shows the background. Like in VS Code, the whole background here is black. So that's the background color. So I'm going to say background color, and then I'm going to say green. After you set your green, you're going to click on here and follow what I'm doing. And I'm going to go to RGB 90, 101, 255, 101. After I've had that here, I'm going to have a color, of course, which is black, a border of 1px, solid, black. And then after I have that, I'm going to say a box shadow. Now a box shadow is having your element have a shadow, like people have shadows. So you're going to make your element have a shadow. I'm going to say 1px, 1px, and if you didn't know, px means pixels. And then I'm going to say 5px and black. After that, I'm going to say button and say hover. I'm going to change the background color and the box shadow, and the background color is going to be light green. I'm just going to change the light green a bit by making it around here. So I say 135, 125, and around that area there. So 137, 255, and 137 just there. Then the box shadow is going to be called 0px, 0px, 5px of course, and black. Now that we have that there, let's add a padding because we don't want our text to get too thin. So a padding of 12px, a margin of 6px, a border radius, which is how the corners of its bend, of 5px, and then we're done with your button code here. The next we're going to have here is the div. The div doesn't really have a meaning, it just represents tags inside it. So you can use a div for anything, but use it for real use. Now this div is going to be called Flashcard holder. And then inside that div is going to be another div, which is going to be called the flashcard itself. Now this flashcard's own class, which is how you can style it, is going to be called flash. And then you could also say card because you can use the same thing. And inside here we're going to have a heading 1. And then this heading 1 is going to say start quiz, because you have to start a quiz to start the game. They're going to say center, and then you write the center tag at the end also, and then inside the start quiz we're going to have a background color with inside a style saying gray. So you want to set the color of this thing and you want it to be gray. After it's gray, what you're going to do is open your folder to preview it, and inside your folder you go to your documents and you open that folder again, and then you click on 004. Now you can see how it's looked so far. We have Flashcard Learning App, Learn Maths the Easy Way, Start Quiz, a cool button also, I'll say, and then we have another one saying Start Quiz. Now let's go back to our code area, and now what we want to do is to change the flashcard holder. Our flashcard holder needs a background and a border because of it looks like the flashcard is outside by itself, which we don't want. So our flashcard holder is going to have a background color of light sky blue. So we say light, and then we say sky and blue. It's still also down here. Then we're going to say a border of 1px solid black. And after that, you're going to say border radius of 4px. You're going to say a color of black. And then you're going to say a padding of 100px. Right there. After that, let's get our card. So we're going to say dot flashcard because that's how identify classes, and then you're going to say background color equals white. Then the color is going to be black. If else, you've already set it somewhere, which we have already done. And then after that, you're going to set the border radius of 4px again. So we've said that, let's get our padding of 20px, a margin of 12px. Then we're going to go under here and say dot flashcard dot height. Opacity is 0. And you say dot flashcard dot show. Opacity is going to be 100. So this is how we're going to do the silence. Now back here in the flashcard, let's say transition all in 1 second. Right there. Now that we have that there, let's see it. Code, and then in here, what we're going to do is say the width equals 500px. Then the height of our box 300px. We're not going to preview this yet because we still have some other changes to do. So again, inside our flashcard holder, we're going to have another button. This one's going to be called next. And then you have this and then you're going to say right arrow. And then you click on this. So now you're going to have a right arrow right here, which is why I said character set of UTF-8. After you've set that here, this button you don't have to add styling because it already takes a styling by itself, and you're going to add a break tag. The break tag spaces things out and also puts them onto different lines. After the break, we're going to have a label tag. This label is going to say pick color. So you're going to be picking the color of something in here. You're going to have an input. The type of this input is going to be called color. The ID of this input is going to be called color. And then after that, you're going to go to your label and say for color. So our flash curtain is already close to done. We're going to change the flashcard. We're going to put a center tag around the flashcard to make sure it stays in the center, and also at the end to make sure it doesn't put everything it sees into the center. Then after we've done that, we're going to indent these spaces so that way it looks like it's part and it's inside the center tag. And then after that, we're going to open some JavaScript. All you're going to do for now is just say script, and then that's all, because this is how you say JavaScript. And then inside you're going to say constant, and then you go to your next button and you want to add something called next btn. After that, you're going to say disabled equal true for all the buttons. Then on this color, you're going to say on click equals blank, and then let's start. What we're going to add first is flashcard, because we always need our flashcard, else we're not going to be able to write the question and the answer and all these other things. So if you start your flashcard and you say document, because you're checking the document, and you're getting an element by its ID, and this one's going to be called, of course, flashcard. You add this semicolon and then you click on enter. After you find that, you're going to add another constant, and constant means something that stays the same if you didn't know. And then we're going to say get the start quiz. So you say start etn equals to document that get element by ID, and then you're going to say start quiz. Then so the next thing that's going to be constant here is that we're going to add the color. So we're going to say color equal to document dot get element by ID, of course. I say color. Now there's still one more thing we're going to add, and that's the next button. So we're going to say next button equals to document again dot get element by ID. I say next button. Now that we have that all there, let's add a function. We're going to add these tags here, and they're going to say function. I'm going to add a semicolon at the end, of course. Now this function is going to be called activate start. So in this activate start function, this is when you're going to disable the start quiz, which is why I made the start button. So you're going to say start button dot disabled equal false. Now after that, you're going to add another function called get question. I could say get Q for short. And then in there, what we're going to be doing is start btn dot disabled equal true. Then we're going to say next btn dot disabled equals false. So right there. Now for the bulletin to work, let's add this on click activates starts. Then on the start quiz up here button, we're going to say on click equals get queue. Right there. After that, we're going to say num1 equals to maths.round. And then into the maths, we're going to say maths.random times 100 plus 1 minus 1. And then number 2 is also going to be equal to the same thing. So we just copy that to make time easier and paste. Then we say let in front of the both of them to see that we can change it. They're going to say local storage, and then we say num1 equals to num1. This thing, local storage always makes it a string at the beginning, so we're going to have to turn them back to numbers to show the answer, but that's later on, not now. They're going to say flashcard the inner HTML equals, and then add this. So to make it easier, we could just copy this one inside of the flashcard, and then we paste that inside of the flashcard here. After we've pasted that, we're going to say the color is equal to black. The margin top will leave the same, and then here is where we're going to show the difference. We're going to say num1 plus num2. So now we have that there. We're going to add another function inside this get queue, which is going to be flashcard dot class list dot add. They're going to say show. They're going to say the same thing again. Flashcard the class list dot add. I say hide. After that, you're going to say flashcard, and it's just going to be the same thing again. So I could just copy this code. Instead of doing the whole thing again, I say hide, and then I Ctrl C for copy, and I paste it. And instead of saying add, I'm just going to say toggle. And then after that, I'm going to say paste it again, and I'm going to change the add again to toggle, and say show this time. Now after this, I'm also going to show it at the beginning if you didn't know. I'm going to say toggle, and then that's it there. Now to also get the answer, I'm going to copy this function get queue and modify a few things. So we're going to get ans for get answer, and we don't need to have these add thing again. We could leave it in case the function doesn't work, but instead of that, let's just continue. So we're going to remove most of this, and we're going to take out all this here. After we've removed all this, we're going to take this out and say class, but these won't work itself. We need to put them in strings here. So that's what's going to do. Now let's check our flashcard app and go on reload, and now you can see how it looks. It looks so well. The card's in the center, the button's here, the peg color is here, and now let's just add one more thing again. After all, we want to activate the function in the next button. So we're going to go to the next button and go on click equal to get queue. And we're also going to go to the flashcard. We're not going to go to the flashcard holder like you think. We're going to say on click equals to get ans or get answer. Just like that. Reload this page. And then we click on orange or red orange, and then we start quiz. It says 45 plus 71. You click on it, you should see 116. So I click next, 80 plus 67, 147, and so on next like that. But to make it more better, let's go back to our code and then say the answer is, and then have the answer be green. So we're going to go here. I'm going to have I tag, which stands for italic, which means the text is going to be bent towards the right. So after I do that, I'm going to say style equals color green. I go to the end and I'm going to add that also. So now that we have all that there, let's preview. So let's reload this page. Pick our color. I choose red and then I start the quiz. It shows, you can see how it comes in a really cool way. And then this is going to be 88. This appears. Next. And then it just comes, go using HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. You can find more videos on my YouTube channel. See you later.